Hey friends, Mike here, and welcome back to the main track. It's great to see you today. We've got kind of a fun show here on the channel today, marking our one-ish year anniversary. And I say 1 year-ish because it was 12 months ago that we shifted our focus here on the channel, moving from real railroads to model railroads. Well, things have been going pretty well and growing very quickly here on the main track. In fact, we hit 8,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, so I'm super excited about that. And I wanted to personally thank each and every one of you for tuning into the videos and showing your support over the recent months. Well, I've had a fairly busy few weeks out here in the layout room, getting quite a bit done on this new extension. So I wanted to take this quick update video to show you some of that progress I've made in recent weeks and also let you know where some of my other projects here on the layout stand right now. Now, in several of our last episodes, I talked about progress on this end of the layout. This is where my MFA Grain Elevator complex will be. MFA originally stood for Missouri Farmers Association. It's an ag co-op in Missouri and some surrounding states. It's a pretty prominent fixture here in the ag industry in the Show Me State, and it operates most of the small-town grain elevators and fertilizer plants across the state. I recently drove up to Sedalia to visit the real location to snag some pictures. You can see here the tracks have been long gone for several years now. They were taken out in the 1990s, but the facility is still in operation. They just simply use trucks these days. Well, as you can see, I had the track work, ballasting, and a lot of the scenery done down to this curve. And you'll see I have a grain elevator in the works here. You can tell from the pictures it's not the permanent Sedalia elevator. Well, for now, what I have in place are parts that'll make up the Green Ridge, Missouri elevator that'll be on the other side of the layout eventually. Well, I simply put this in place just for now so I have an industry to switch and to serve as a placeholder. Well, there's a quick story as to why my Sedalia elevator project was delayed. The main component of the elevator are these large concrete silos, and I'll be building those out of PVC pipe. And I'd plan to start the process this summer. In particular, I need 2.5-inch pipe, which matches the scale 20-foot width of the prototype silos. Unfortunately, that size of pipe is not very common now, and it's kind of hard to come by. So I had to do some searching around and finally found it and put an order in from a store. Well, I was pretty excited to finally get it, and this is what arrived. Well, as you can see here, the pipe was cut pretty roughly and not level at all. And to top it off, it wasn't even the 1-foot length I'd ordered. Well, as you can imagine, I was kind of shocked at how these things arrived and was not a happy camper. So I called the store back up, and they gave me a full refund because they claimed they had no way of redoing it and making precise straight cuts. So, long story short, my money's back in the bank and I'm on the hunt once again for 2.5-inch pipe for the grain elevator. And until I find what I need for the project, the Green Ridge facility will simply sit here until the Sedalia one can be built. The one thing I was able to put in place was the H.G. & Sons business. In one of my previous episodes, I mentioned this industry shows up on Katy track plans, but I can't find any pictures of what the place looked like for the life of me. We do know it was a farming business, but it was torn down several years ago, and I can't recall what it looked like back in the 1980s when I was a kid. So until I find some sort of renderings or photos, this will be what the place looks like. It's a Walther structure, and I think it does a pretty good job standing in for what I need it to right now. Well, creating and mounting some signs on it is on my to-do list. Now, with this, I can spot box cars here at the loading doors, and I also plan to park hopper cars here off the lot for unloading. At the back of the MFA complex is this bulk fertilizer plant. Now, I still have quite a bit of work to do on this building, but you can see I've got the track work and the ballast down. Well, of course, all this progress means I now have 2 brand new industries to switch on the layout. In recent weeks, I've had a lot of you guys asking about operations here on the Sedalia Sub. I promise I've got several new videos in the works highlighting those operations, and I look forward to bringing you those sometime in the coming weeks. We'll see you next time right here on the main track.